I believe we are live, ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time ever. Knowing Wheel on the airways. Jamie, I'm hoping this is all working. You can't say anything controversial now like you normally do.
No. Yeah, well, for the viewers watching, I mean, the way we record these, I'm basically always acting like I'm live because I know that Matt's not going to cut anything out. So, it might, I shouldn't say anything controversial, as always, because hopefully this is working and you can hear both of us.
Well, the first few minutes will just kind of make sure everything's working properly. Like, is the audio there? Is the sync quite good? I've tried to set that up in a fairly professional manner, but I'm hoping that everything's going to be all right before we obviously get into the predictions. Because the last thing I want to do is start these, get 10 minutes in, and people go, "Oh, we can't actually hear Jamie," or "Jamie's disappeared."
That might be a positive thing. We'll be waiting to hear predictions that I'm going to make.
So. Oh, exactly. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, and the funniest bit about this is literally, I think, genuinely for the first time ever, is I can actually see Jamie whilst we're doing this. He can't still see me, but he was laughing at me before we started, and obviously he forgot that I could see him.
Yeah,
it's just having a chuckle.
It's not for the first time ever, Matt, because we have done two of these next week.
We have done two live, yeah, I suppose. So, together, yeah.
Yeah. But this is the next best thing until we invest in a studio.
Exactly. Yeah. This is maybe this is the future of Known Wheel. Maybe this is how we end up, kind of going somewhere with this, or going more places with this. We'll have to wait and see.
I think it's working based on the chat. It seems like everything's going swimmingly.
Is everything all right? Is like Jamie's audio sync okay? The audio, like, one of us isn't way louder than the other or anything like that. I did try and set this up properly, so I'm hoping, because obviously if everybody reckons it's fine, then we will just get on with it, I guess. I might kind of do like a sort of intro, because I'll try and trim down the stream for YouTube. So
the only problem is, Matt, we both sound like Tories, apparently. Well, you certainly do.
I sound like a Tory, apparently, yeah. But my chat's evil, so I'm kind of.
I'm not sure we can edit that out. Otherwise, no podcast left.
Me trying to speak proper for once. I don't English much goodly. So just quickly, Jamie, we probably should have asked this to each other before we actually started. Have you got a list like ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Absolutely.
See,
that's
I've
like
got
step one of making predictions. I do have a list of 1 to 22.
Wonderful.
Yes, I hope you do as well.
I've got a list as well. I cannot wait, because like every year when we do this, it normally ends up being that we end up both saying, "Oh, I've made some really dumb predictions," and then weirdly we seem to line up with a lot of it.
Yeah. I feel like that might not happen. I mean, there'll be ballpark same areas this time, because obviously the way testing's gone, everyone's saying there's going to be 4 teams towards the front and 6 teams. Well, no, 7 teams.
I was going to say 7.
6 teams. Apparently in Melbourne, Aston Martin might do the formation lap and then retire.
Do an Indy 05.
We will see.
We certainly
if
will.
That happens. But yeah, I'd imagine we've got teams in the same ballpark area, but maybe not.
Fair enough. Just quickly as well, chat FYI, I've got like the restream chat open, but I've got nothing else coming through. Like I said, I didn't want to break like all of my normal stream stuff, so I've kind of set this up differently. So I apologise if I don't see like any bits come through or anything kind of other random, or stream streaks, for example, that kind of thing as well. So I apologise for that. Now I'm gonna try and do so. Have you got the stream up, Jamie? Can you see anything that I'm doing? You don't have to if you haven't. It's fine. Because I'm going to try now and go like this. We've hopefully got some predictions. Well, we haven't actually got predictions on the screen, but I've got a spreadsheet set up ready to go. That obviously Jamie and I will obviously I'll key in all our predictions into, and we'll kind of go from there. Is that working, everybody?
Well, I'm behind at the moment, but it will get there. I've got the stream open. It's so bizarre seeing myself mirrored like 30 seconds late. I'm like, what is going on?
The delay shouldn't be that bad on it. Is it working properly? Yeah, I went all out on the graphics for this one, chat. I'll be honest, I was very much focused entirely on trying to make sure that it worked rather than it looked particularly nice. That was my top priority.
It looks like you've actually done a good job. So
thank you. Thank you.
Which is fair play considering it is your job at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, this should be much. I mean, you've never come round to one of my live streams, Jamie. You made that clear before we started. But my live streams are not the most professional thing in the world. But I feel like that adds a bit of charm into them as well.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, we need to get our hats on, don't we? What hat do I wear? I haven't got hats.
I'm going without.
I could try and do what I did one year where I wore I haven't got a Cadillac hat, but I try and wear every team's hat and then take them off in the correct order. So I go Ferrari now, McLaren now.
Yeah, keep changing hats. Halfway
Aston Martin.
between each team.
Right, I think we're good. Are we good?
I think
ready?
we're good. Are we going to do this? Yeah, let's do it.
Right. Am I going to do a quick little intro for the video, just in case I edit this down as a video? I will quickly do that then. I think this is This is, again, what Jamie and I do every time. Is, I have to go back through and check what episode this is. But Jamie literally tonight gets to sit here and chat. He doesn't even have to record his own stuff, because I'm doing it all.
I would do this every week.
Maybe this is the future. Maybe this is the future of how we do this. If I could figure that out, it could be a good show. Right. Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 284 of your favourite Formula 1 show, and today we are here with the big one. Yes, Jamie and we are making our F1 2026 season predictions. Of course, there is a lot at stake with these. We go back through, we laugh at each other over the course of the season. Now, if you're watching this on Tuesday or any time after, we're actually doing this episode live, so if you wonder why we're kind of talking about random things midway through the show, that is why. We are talking, we are on the airwaves, we are doing this live, but hopefully, unless I've messed something badly up, we're going to upload the whole, or the VOD as well, so you guys can obviously, skip through and find out certain bits and pieces as well. And of course, obviously, when Jamie inevitably says something incredibly controversial, then I can edit that out of the show as well. But Jamie, first of all, how are we doing, sir?
Doing well, yes. Looking forward to the predictions. Look, F1 is back. It's race week. As of right now, live. It's Monday evening as we record this. So, yeah, 4 a.m. start on Sunday morning. Nice to get
that's
it off
a bit brutal.
nice and early. Yeah, I'm very excited. I do want to start by saying that I'm currently on a, I think, 4-season streak of getting the world champion correct every year. 5 season streak, I believe.
Is it all 5? Have you nailed this?
Definitely the last 4. I can't remember. I have to go and check if I predicted Max in 2021.
I don't know if we did full season predictions in 2021, because Knowing Wheel was kind of half a show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of being born for the first 6 months of 2021.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting time.
Yeah,
I'm
and I know
looking
that
forward
you've definitely predicted Hamilton champion, I think, twice in the last 5 years.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe I've come to the senses this year. Maybe I haven't. We'll wait and see.
We'll see. We will see.
How are we going to do this, Jamie? Are we going to go via teams? Are we just going to put drivers on the board? How do we want to do this?
I think we'll just do drivers.
Just do drivers. Where do you want to start then, sir?
22 to first in reverse order. You've always got the spreadsheet. The graphics budget has been spent on.
Thank you.
The on the graphics for this video. So there we go. Do you want to start 22nd place for you?
22nd place. Quickly, I just want to say a massive thank you to Mishi for the raid that's just come in. Sorry, I spotted that out of the corner of my eye as well. I appreciate that one, buddy. I hope you had a good stream. Yeah, as long as I don't put Verstappen 6th, I'm being told in chat. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see whether that happens. 22nd and the last, Jamie. I think it's safe to assume neither of us are expecting massive things from Cadillac this year. I have gone with Sergio Perez.
Interesting. I have gone Valtteri Bottas
in
22nd place.
Okay. So
to be honest,
we're on a similar wavelength.
It's a bit of a toss-up between these two for me.
Yeah.
Between Perez and Bottas.
Yeah.
I went with the logic that Perez's kind of specialist circuits are the ones where more chaos happens, generally. So if one of them's going to get a random high result, I think it's going to be Perez at the likes of Baku or Monaco or Singapore.
Fair enough.
So that's why I've put Bottas last. I don't think either of them are bad drivers. I just think they're going to be hamstrung by the car this season.
Yes, I mean, to be fair, Cadillac, as we keep saying, they seem to have kicked off the season, well, pre-season testing, sorry, we should say, better than I think a lot of people expected. but everybody is still kind of in the scenario of it might just be that they're not far off the back of anybody else. Real question then, Jamie, as well. Obviously, you said Valtteri Bottas will finish last overall. Will he score a point?
I will say no.
Okay. Okay.
How about you? What do you think he'll score? Or you'll put Perez 22nd? Why have you put Bottas ahead of Perez?
I've put Bottas ahead of Perez because I feel like, again, you mentioned obviously there that we might get some crazy races. I just think Bottas is still a quicker Formula 1 driver than Sergio Perez. On the whole. I feel... I'm not saying he's... I'm not going to say he's going to wipe the floor with him or anything like that. But I think that Bottas is still a better driver. Of course, he wasn't... Neither were obviously in the sport last year, but Bottas was more around the sport still. It kind of feels like Perez properly took a year away, doesn't it? Whereas Bottas was kind of in and around the mix still. I mean, like we said, I think we're both in a scenario where we're kind of there going, it's going to be one of them scores somewhere. But a bit like Russell and Kubica, wasn't it, 2019? You're basically waiting on some carnage somewhere for one of them to score a point. Maybe it's a little bit of hopium from me, but I think Bottas is going to be the one that scores that point.
Fair enough. I have Perez in 21st place.
Okay, and I've got Bottas in 21st.
Right, okay. And we've kind of gone over both, I guess.
Yes, yeah.
So, yeah, we'll move on from Cadillac. I mean, you hear what Graham Loudon is saying even, and he basically is saying we're kind of expecting to finish last because these other teams have been doing it for a minimum of 10 years.
It's kind of mad, isn't it, that the newest team other than Cadillac now is 10 years old.
And then the next newest is like 20, 25, isn't it? It's
I guess you'd say,
yeah,
it's really odd to kind of, where you kind of draw the line, isn't it, really, with a lot of the teams.
I guess so, but yeah, I think they will finish last, and I think that'll be okay, because they're here until GM make their own motor, I guess.
Yes, exactly. It is literally this year is just about getting this. They know it's kind of odd, isn't it? Because it's kind of the first new team we've had in a while. I wouldn't even say Haas are kind of in this same regard as well, but it's kind of the first season where we've had a new team coming in, probably in our lifetimes, where you know they've got the backing to stay. Like, the team is well aware that they are going to have to spend a lot of money for a few years. But obviously know that they're in it for the long term, rather than, it's not like a BAR coming in 2000 and going, we're going to win our first race, and then don't score a point all year.
07.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think they probably take last place as long as the operations are all good and logistically they're operating well.
And as long as they're making progress, I think is the big thing as well, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, is the important one. We've already got a lot of people in chat saying that Lance Stroll's going to finish last. Could happen based on Aston Martin at the start of the season. But I will be intrigued to see where you put Lance Stroll when we get to it. I mean, he might be 20th for you for all I know. Who have you put in P20, Jamie?
P20 for me, I've gone for Arvid Lindblad. And
So
I felt a bit bad. Really? Oh no. I think it's really hard for me because I think you basically in my head you've got like the top 4 teams. You've got,
spoiler alert,
over the course of the season you're gonna have the next 6 teams, which are the midfield, and then you got Cadillac. So for me, this is all going to be a big mess in the midfield, to be honest. And I think we often see at the start of rule cycles, VCarb, Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri, Minardi, always not Minardi, but you know what I mean. They always start.
When was this? Sorry.
They always start towards the back of the pecking order at the start of a rule cycle, and then they work their way kind of forward.
Yes.
As time goes on. So
exactly. It is kind of that weird thing.
Logic.
Quickly as well, Pondon, thank you for the raid, buddy. I appreciate it. Welcome on in, everybody. We're trying to make our F1 2026 predictions, so we'll see how this goes. But I hope you're well, sir. Thank you. Yeah, like you said, I was hoping that I was going to be able to raise this point instead. But VCarb generally, of course, it's not always the case, but it's pretty usual, isn't it, that, especially in the last few reg cycles, AlphaTauri obviously start out by trying to take quite a few parts that they can from Red Bull, and then as the cycle goes on, they kind of start taking less and less parts, build up a bit more confidence, kind of work out exactly how they kind of want to set up the car, with different parts, with different upgrades, with things like that as well. But generally speaking, I'm trying to think, where did VCarb finish in 2022? I think they were 8th, weren't they? In the first year of the new regs.
They've been behind Alpha, behind Alpine, behind McLaren, weren't they? So,
and obviously this also comes with the added benefit of they've got their own engine, which does seem to be kicking on quite well. But of course, it will still have teething issues this year. Any new engine supply is going to have teething issues. And obviously, completely understandably as well, Red Bull are going to prioritise that if they fix an issue that helps out Red Bull, but maybe damages VCarb slightly, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because VCarb is literally there to put drivers into Red Bull.
Yeah. So Lindblad coming 20th. And he's a rookie, I think he'll still be on the grid in 2027. So that's probably a good start for Lindblad.
Yeah, it'll be more about how close he stays to Lawson, won't it?
Exactly.
More than anything else.
Exactly. 19th place for me is Liam Lawson.
Okay.
Who is it for you?
Should I say where Lawson is instead? Is that probably easier?
Maybe that's easier. Yeah.
I've put Lawson in 18th.
Okay, so not that far up the order.
No, not much further up.
I think this will be close, and I don't think Liam Lawson is around in F1 for very long, to be honest.
Interesting.
I think he'll have the edge on Lindblad, but it'll be one of those situations where Lindblad makes him more uncomfortable than he maybe should, given he's a rookie. Yeah, I like Liam Lawson, but he's never going to drive the Red Bull again, realistically. His only chance of staying in Formula 1 is convincing an Alpine or an Aston Martin or someone else to take him.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Because, I mean, Lawson came... I always do wonder how much more confidence he would have, how much higher would his stock price be had Red Bull not messed him around. Why on earth you put someone in for 2 little splits at the end of 2 separate seasons and keep kind of chopping and changing around always seemed bizarrely... Because let's be fair, Liam Lawson, before he came to Formula 1, should never have been considered an afterthought, was he? He basically got in anything and won in so many different series. It's kind of insane that he was treated as kind of an afterthought or a backup for so long down at VCarb. But
it's true.
Like you said,
I also think there was a fair amount. I don't want to say luck, but who was the Red Bull junior driver who got cancelled for a Twitch stream?
I was going to say Paul Aaron. Then that's not right.
No, he's still around.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of his. Yuri Vips. I could see his face. I just couldn't remember his name. Yeah.
I think at the time Yuri Vips was probably ahead of Lawson in the pecking order, and then obviously, I think was he racist on stream or he did something on stream, didn't he?
He said very much a no word.
Okay, right. And got kicked out, and that kind of raised Lawson up one up the ladder. So I think to have the shots, things have fallen into his way anyway, as they always have to get into F1. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think, like you said, though, with Lawson and Lindblad, it might end up being a bit of a scenario like we saw with Behrman and Ocon last year, where maybe Ocon's kind of got an arm's length early on whilst he's learning the ropes. But it might well be the case that Lindblad just has a bit more speed overall. That being said, though, Lindblad wasn't stellar at F2 last year.
He wasn't. He took out half the grid at Monza when I was there, which was quite
It's basically what he's known for now.
Yeah. So yeah, we will see. I don't know. He's one of those drivers who's like the next in line, but he's not coming with any fanfare.
No.
But then they say that neither did like Alex Albon, for instance. He's done alright in F1, hasn't he?
Exactly. Yeah, it is about having that. I mean, it is the weird thing, isn't it? At the end of the day, Formula 1, although Formula 2 is designed to set you up, Formula 1 is still a different kettle of fish. It's always my greatest example I can give is Kamui Kobayashi. Nowhere in GP2, and then immediately tried to put moves on Jenson Button in race 2 of his F1 career. It's still not a great barometer, but that is obviously a story for another day. I'm going to try and please a few people then, Jamie, quickly, if we're making some enemies.
Yeah.
Lance Stroll, I put him in P19.
Ooh.
This could be the year Stroll goes off the rails. I mean, we say that every year.
Off the rails in what way? Do you think he'll just
completely loses any semblance of motivation?
I'm not sure he's got much to begin with, to be honest.
And that's why I think this could be the year he loses all of it.
His last lap overtake in Abu Dhabi was sick, to be fair. And
He always has a couple of good moments, doesn't he?
Maybe that will kick him on in this year. But shall I put Stroll in on my list?
Tell me where you put Stroll.
I've gone as high as 17th for Lance Stroll.
Okay.
Mostly because I think Aston Martin won't be as awful all season as they are right now, to be honest.
No, that's also my thought process when we get to Fernando Alonso. I mean, unless you put Alonso in 18th, he's going higher for me than Stroll.
Same here. I have not put Alonso behind Stroll. You'll be pleased to know.
It was kind of mad, though, how much of last season Alonso was behind him in the championship standings.
All that bad luck, and he still easily beat Stroll. So
yeah, I assume obviously we'll talk more about Aston Martin when we get to Fernando.
Okay.
I mean, do you want to talk about Aston Martin and Fernando now? Or do you want to hold off?
We can save it for later.
We'll save it for a little bit later then. Who have you put in 18th spot then? I need to fill in
this one. This one might surprise a few people. I mean, this is when you say you got the same person. I've got 18th place, Esteban Ocon.
I can't have Ocon in the same spot because obviously I've got Lawson there.
Yes.
I've got Ocon in 14th.
Okay, that's fairly high relatively to mine. Similar reasoning to VCarb, to be honest. I think there are so many. Obviously, Haas look good. I'm aware they look decent in testing, but the development cycle and the struggle of being an independent in modern Formula One when there are so many factory teams.
Or kind of becoming factory teams, isn't there?
Yeah. I just think that Haas will come out towards the lower end of the midfield over the course of the season. Maybe they finish, 5th or 6th best in Melbourne, but then realistically, that's somewhere between 0 and 5 points if they're 5th or 6th best, isn't it? So, yeah, unless we get a crazy race like last year. But yeah, I think they really got to put the points on the board early. Almost like
there's
they did in
their
very first season.
Early on,
Yeah. So I've just got Ocon down here. I think Behrman will put him in the shade a little bit this year as well.
Is this Esteban Ocon's last year in Formula One?
It could be. It could well be. Depends who is knocking on the door from other categories. But we'll see. I think Rafa Kamara could be there or thereabouts. It also depends if Behrman's going anywhere from Haas, because he could well do. There might be a seat opening up at the main team at Ferrari. So,
I've got a question for you then, Jamie. You mentioned there about either kind of teams that are either factory teams or becoming factory teams. I would argue, actually, out of most of the teams that aren't straight up factory developments, Haas are arguably one of the strongest to transition that way. They've got that close working relationship with Ferrari. I feel like we're already, unless we end up with another 2008 financial crash or something absolutely wild, I think we are steadily seeing Toyota dipping their toe in the pool more. And I think there is a little bit more, obviously nothing, breaking the cost cap or anything like that, but a little bit more kind of Toyota money getting pumped through. And they will want to see, not that they're going to fight for the World Championship this year or anything crazy like that, but they will want to be able to see that actually it wouldn't take that much more for Toyota to buy this team out and then use it as a works, or not even a works team necessarily to begin with, but use it as a building block to kind of see what's more. I reckon this could be a year where Toyota put a lot in and really try and push Haas to kind of see what they can get out of them.
It could well be. And I could be totally wrong, but that's why we make predictions, I guess. I mean, last year Ocon was 15th.
When we're wrong.
Last year Ocon was 5 points away from being 17th in the standings. So yes. I don't feel that bad at dropping him down a place to 8 or a few places to 18th.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, like I said, it is really. I know we've mentioned this before, haven't we? When we did our kind of drivers under pressure, Ocon is on that list this year. He cannot afford to be rinsed by Ollie Behrman. Otherwise, you end up. It very well could be another one of those drivers, a bit like Ricciardo, where you kind of look at him a few years ago and go, how on earth is this guy out of the sport? And then it's just someone else made him look pretty average at the end of the day. Formula One teams aren't after average.
He's been beaten by Ricciardo. He's been beaten by Alonso over the course of 2 years. Arguably,
I
matched,
love
fair
the way
play.
you've always got to add that caveat. Ocon literally did best of his recent teammates against Alonso.
It's true, but then he lost to Gasly, and then he lost to Behrman. It's like, it's been a long time. I mean, does he ever convincingly beat a teammate? Because even Sergio Perez, he was worse than.
Yeah, it's an odd one, isn't it, really?
Pascal Wehrlein, 2016.
I think it's one of those odd ones, isn't it, with Esteban Ocon, where it's often he ends up either he doesn't lose out that badly, or he kind of just stays close enough and it's kind of chalked down to the other person having a pretty good season as well. But he
hasn't only ever gone up against good teammates, to be fair.
But he's never had a terrible teammate, has he?
It's true, but he's also never convincingly beaten one. So
he's also never had a, this is going to be controversial. I was going to say, is there an element of no one really knows how good Fernando Alonso is in his mid-40s anymore?
Well, that is true. Yeah, and Ocon is also he's only ever gone up against like proven F1 drivers. There's never been a rookie. There's never been, someone who we know is not particularly good.
Well, there has been a rookie, Ollie Behrman.
Oh, I suppose, yeah. And he lost to Behrman.
Exactly, he lost to Behrman. This could be, make or break for us.
It could be it. It could be it.
Like you said, though, with Haas, though, I think for them this season, they're always really good at the Osts. So Austria, Australia, and Austin, for some reason. They're always really good at those three venues.
I thought China and Spa as well are just weirdly good circuits. So
Shanghai last year was... people remember Shanghai last year was actually just the fact everybody else got disqualified in front of them. They gave
it's true, but Ocon was 8th anyway, wasn't he? And then 3 cars ahead.
I think that the thing was, well, obviously, with the Haas early on last year, of course, which massively helped them in Shanghai, was it was a pretty easy car to set up early season, wasn't it?
Mm.
So obviously, when you've only got one practice session, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see. I mean, this will look stupid when Ocon's 6th in Australia because
Ocon, is going to beat.
But it could be his only points for the year. It could be.
It's the weird thing with Haas, isn't it? You just never know. You never know.
Last year, you needed 23 points to be 18th.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of points. Unless he wins.
I think it's going to be less than that this year.
I think it will be as well, personally.
I think people wildly underestimate just how insanely competitive. And people are going to be so upset this year when the gaps are massive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll get onto that.
We will.
17th, I've already put my guy in.
You've already put your guy in 17th, therefore so shall I. Franco Colapinto.
Interesting.
I honestly debated whether I would put a 23rd driver in if Colapinto gets dropped. Because I can see it happening this year.
For an Alpine team that is tipped to do quite well.
Yeah, but you've put Ocon in a Haas team that's tipped to be as good as the Alpine at the moment.
No, everyone.
And I would say Ocon's a better driver than Colapinto.
I mean, I've got Colapinto in 15th, so I've not exactly got him flying.
No.
But
last season for Colapinto, I mean, I was thinking about this literally a couple of days ago. It's kind of insane how much time he's had.
Well, he didn't quite have a full season last year, did he? He missed the first 6 races.
Yeah.
But he didn't score a point. And I know the Alpine was terrible.
And it wasn't only that... It wasn't that bad, though. Like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a good car. But Gasly was able to get it... I think Gasly was able to get it into the top 10, into Q3, 10 times over the course of the season? Yeah. 10 or 12, wasn't it?
In the time they were teammates, Gasly scored points in 4 Grand Prix and a sprint.
Yes. There's 2 pieces of information here that you got to remember with Colapinto. Number 1, as Depot has rightly said, it cost Alpine $20 million, or £20 million, which is insanity. You have not got that return on investment on that man.
No.
Number 2, I can't remember if this was this stat at the end of the season or late on in the season. Not only did he not score a point last year, I believe it was after the end of Vegas, he'd only spent 30 laps in the top 10. It was an absurdly low number in comparison to every single other full-time driver on the grid.
Well, exactly. Yeah. It's not even like he was close to finishing anywhere but last year, because Bortoleto in second last was on 19 points.
And Bortoleto arguably had a decent season. People don't say, Bortoleto had a bad year.
Yeah, exactly. So Colapinto is one of the weaker drivers on the grid. I'm not making any bones about it.
Who would you say is weaker out of interest? I guess Lindblad's an unknown quantity.
Yeah. I would probably say that's it.
So we're basically saying the guy that has had no chance to prove himself is the only one that we'd say is weaker.
I think there's some that are on a similar level to Colapinto, but we just don't really know.
Stroll?
Stroll, Bortoleto.
Would you put Bortoleto?
Bortoletto's good.
Really?
Bortoletto's probably ahead of them.
Yeah.
I think Bortoletto's got a high ceiling as well, but we don't know loads about him.
Bortoleto is underrated, man, by you.
He is. Maybe that was harsh. I'll take that back.
Yeah, will we get Franco?
We'll edit that out on the live stream. Yeah.
Madness, absolute madness. Yeah, I can't. I mean, it might end up being one of those things, isn't it? Where I can imagine, knowing Alpine, it'll be Colapinto scores a point after he's already confirmed to be leaving the team at the end of a season, or something like that.
Do you think Flavio will give him the time to leave the team at the end of the season?
I think he'll have to. And the only other thing you've got to consider, of course, with that is what can Alex Dunn do in F2? Because he is now rumoured to be an Alpine junior, whether they're just holding off on announcing that still. But that was the debate I had about whether I put a 23rd driver in and say Alex Dunn beats Sainz.
Yeah, Alex Dunn, according to Wikipedia, is an Alpine Academy driver now.
He is, yeah. I thought so. I think when Colapinto left F2, he was 6th, I want to say. 6th or 7th.
He was, yeah.
He was not ahead of Bortoleto.
Bortoleto was winning F2 that year, wasn't he?
He did win in the end, but I don't think he was leading it at the stage. He might have been leading it at the stage Colapinto left, I think.
So the Alpine juniors, well, obviously Paul Aaron's there as reserve. I don't think Paul Aaron is any better than Colapinto, so there's not much
Paul Aaron won't get an F1 shot, I don't think. Unless Briatore does something insanely stupid.
The others are Kushmini, who's not got a chance. Yeah. Gabriele Mini, who I quite like, but I don't think he's quite up to the caliber.
No, hasn't.
And Alex Dunn, Alex Dunn I do like a lot. And he's pretty quick, and he's very young. So, possibly.
I think we could... I guess the other big thing, of course, as well, is obviously... It could also be a bit of a poison chalice for Colapinto as well, if Alpine is actually a decent car next year. Because you're going to get... If Alpine looks to be a decent... even if it's best of the rest, other drivers will come sniffing around for that opportunity. Yep. Could we see Alonso go back to Alpine again?
For the 4th time. I also think... That's the problem with Colapinto, because last year no one wanted that seat.
Exactly.
And no one
that was why he kept it quite easily.
When Gasly was 19th and Colapinto's 20th, no one cares. But this year, if Gasly's in 8th and Colapinto's in 16th, it's not a good look.
Yeah, exactly. So Colapinto, again, I think, is the driver in the most trouble as we enter this year. And he has got to get a point on the board as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Nice and early on in the year. Especially, obviously, if Alpine are strong at the start. He needs to capitalise. Because it is that weird thing as well, of course, of obviously, if you haven't got a point on the board, it's forever a talking point. If you get a point on the board quite early in the season, unless you're going 15, 16 races without scoring, it's always there going, but he's proven he can do it. He's proven he can score. And that kind of psychology does go far in the pit lane.
Yeah. The pressure's going to ramp up if he's pointless by, like, Monaco, Spain.
Yeah. It depends how well Gasly's done as well, but yeah.
True. What you've got the Excel sheet.
I've got the Excel sheet, yeah.
Where are we up to?
Neither of us have put P16 in yet.
Okay. You're going to laugh at this. I've put Gabby Bortoleto in 16th.
Okay. Interesting.
Who have you put in 16th?
I've put Carlos Sainz.
What? Oh my word.
Williams are not looking great at the moment, sir. It's great because I watched Jamie's facial expression then, and I never normally get to see that. I can see your brain just kind of going, how on earth do I kind of figure out what on earth he's saying?
Yeah, I don't know. Williams last year, obviously, top of the midfield.
Yep.
Sainz finished season really strongly.
Yeah.
And they've got a Mercedes power unit, which I just think they've all been sandbagging in pre-season. So putting Sainz down as 16th is mad to me.
I'm getting a lot of stick in chat as well. Can I mention quickly?
Yes. Defend yourself.
This was painful to put down. I firmly, honestly, hand on heart, did not want to put Sainz this low down the order because I quite like him. I really like Williams. I want to see them do well. My simple thought process with this is I think because Williams have tried to go on they've basically, obviously, pretty much since 2014, probably even earlier than that, because they didn't have particularly good technical development, they basically went down this mindset of, if we build a car that is really low downforce, we can score points on the tracks that are all straight lines. That's worked quite nicely as more circuits have come in that are all just straight lines. Williams this year are trying to target a high downforce, more kind of efficient package. My thought process is they're going to struggle to get they're going to struggle to get the weight down on the car. They're going to say to Albon and Sainz, look, I'm sorry, we figured out something we weren't really expecting with the car this year. We're going to just focus all our resources on 27.
I don't know.
I want to be wrong. I promise you all, I want to be wrong, but I'll put Albon in 15th as well. I'm just going to say that right now.
Oh my word! This is Matt who put Williams in fifth back in 2022.
Sorry. But you got to remember, look, they did well in 2021 in the end. They started cooking in 2021. Where did they finish in 22?
True. Second last was it?
Last.
Yeah. Can I put my Williams drivers in? Because you're gonna. Hopefully the chat
you put your we're gonna let chat kind of have someone to root for now. I hope.
I've put my Williams drivers. Carlos Sainz in 9th.
Okay.
And Alex Albon in 11th.
Okay.
So we've gone different on who's going to finish ahead as well.
Them.
So you think Albon's going to beat Sainz again?
Yes.
Okay. Based on what?
Based on the fact that I think he'll score more points over the course of the year. I think people, and because Sainz kicked on so well right at the end of the campaign, people forget how much better Albon did through a lot of the season.
I mean, Albon was good.
I understand that, obviously, yes, Sainz was the one that got the podium, so I understand he'd gone to a new team, everything like that. But I still feel like we're gonna see, because let's be fair, I like Alex Albon. I'm an Alex Albon fan. I'm not gonna argue against that. He's basically spent since 2022 when he came back to the sport. 22? Yeah, because Russell went to Merck. He's basically since 2022 been stat padding against subpar F1 drivers. Sainz was his first real competitor since Verstappen back in 2020. So I think we're going to see a more ruthless Alexander Albon this year. Not saying he's going to be a dick or anything like that, or deliberately trying. He's not going to do a Fernando Alonso 07 or anything like that. But I think we're going to see an Alex Albon that knows he has to remind everybody why he was the number one in that team. Why they put.
I think they've put a lot of money behind Carlos Sainz. I'm not saying that will make them biased towards Sainz, but fundamentally, I think Sainz is a better driver. So
Sainz is a race winner.
I guess that's why I've put Sainz ahead, because I do think bare bones he's a better driver. And the second half of last season kind of proved that once he had his feet under the table at Williams. So
I mean, back then was just a shambles, and in Qatar as well, no one could do anything.
Well, no one could do anything apart from Carlos Sainz, who did stuff at both. So I think Williams will start slowly, but I think once they get the weight off that car, they'll be fine.
That's the thing, isn't it? It is just saving weight on a Formula One car is, in the grand scheme of things, one of the easier things to do.
Exactly.
It's one of the easiest ways of finding lap time. So we will have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see on that one. So I've got all the way from 14th down. You've obviously put your Williams drivers in, and then you've gone from 15th down. So who have you got 14th?
14th. We skipped over Borsetto, by the way. I just think Hulkenberg's going to beat him again.
Sorry.
But we'll get to that when we talk
Is that because it's Hulkenberg in 14th?
No, 14th is Fernando Alonso for me.
Okay.
So, yeah, like I said, I think Aston Martin are going to start horrifically, and they will be awful.
Yeah.
The talk of the paddock at the moment is they're going to do the formation lap in Melbourne and then retire because of that many spare parts. So, yeah, I think they are going to be hideously bad for the first maybe 5 races. But I think once they sort the teething issues out with Honda, once the gearbox stops shifting into gear 5000, I think they'll be fine.
Okay.
And I say fine, I think they'll be in the midfield. I don't think they're going to suddenly be race winners. But I think the quality of Fernando Alonso will show, despite him being in his mid-40s. and the car package will be ahead of the likes of the Cadillacs and the V-Cubs, which, to be honest, is probably really disappointing if you ask an Aston Martin fan this time last year. Where do they expect their cars to be at the start of 26? They wouldn't have said in the pit lane.
Fighting for the championship, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
so...
I've gone with a similar mindset with you then. I'm going to put Fernando Alonso in. I've put him in 11th.
Ooh,
I think Aston Martin will show signs by the end of the year. I think, obviously, they'll go through the first bit of the season, have an absolute nightmare. Honda, though, now have had time before where they've been in this scenario and they've been able to, when given the right circumstances, able to recover. I think what we'll see by the end of the season is Aston Martin, more often than not, being the best of the rest.
Possibly. I mean, I can see it. I can't, but I wonder if the damage will be done by that point, because it might be.
That's why I haven't put him 8th or 9th. Sorry.
Okay.
That's why I put him 11th.
It might be a 2015 McLaren Honda season where
we're
thinking all the time, you know, by Brazil, Abu Dhabi, Button and Alonso will be on the podium, and then the only podium they got on was when they went on it for a PR stunt for the photo. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't have particularly high hopes. Certainly not for Australia.
No, and I think, you know, Aston Martin are going to have to figure out a few things early on. I'm also slightly concerned because, just quickly, Jamie, someone's put in the chat that maybe Discord might be going down in 20 minutes, and that might really scupper our plans.
Oh, that would really scupper our
plans.
plans.
I really hope that's not going to be the case, but we'll wait and see about that one. So, 12th and 13th, we've got some gaps there.
Okay, 13th is quite easy. We've already spoken about Haas, so I've gone Behrman.
Okay.
Considerably ahead of Ocon.
Oh, no,
but
that's me.
I think, as I said, I think it'll be very tight. So, yeah.
Okay. I've gone with Bortoletto.
Okay. So that means you've got Hulk ahead as well.
I've got Hulkenberg in 12th.
Congratulations. I've also got Hulkenberg in 12th.
Oh, there we go.
Is that the first time we've matched? Or Lindblad and Hulkenberg, is it?
Yeah, Lindblad and Hulkenberg are the only matches we've had so far, which is pretty good going.
Perfect. I want to talk about Audi.
So do I.
Because they're a bit of an unknown quantity at the moment. And I'm quite excited going into the season. As a Hulk
love that. I can just see your little grin. You're picturing Hulk wins a title run.
He's not going to win the World Championship. He's not going to win a race. But Audi could just bring a surprise. And I don't know why I think that. But
because hopium?
Well, possibly. But it's, yeah, I'm just hopeful that something about the Audi kind of, the aura will just carry Hulkenberg to some mad results. So we shall see. I think in testing they were definitely holding their cards close to their chest.
Well, they didn't though with that side pod concept.
Yeah, exactly. Jonathan Wheatley might be cooking. And
you are so full of hopium, I love it.
we will see. But I think there might be quite a few best of the rests for Audi. Is that too bold to say? And yeah, we'll see. I'm quietly confident going into the season. But the last time I was probably this confident about a Hulkenberg season was probably his 2019 Renault season, which was probably his worst in the last 10 years.
It's got to be right down there, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the fact people are saying Jamie's delusional when I've literally put Hulkenberg in the same spot.
And you've done it without any bias, so you've actually got higher hopes.
I'm actually saying that Audi are probably going to do a better job than Jamie thinks they will this year. I don't think they're going to be crazy. I think they're going to be towards the front of the midfield. I honestly reckon we could end up in a scenario where they just haven't quite got as an efficient an engine as the Haas, obviously with the Ferrari engine, or the Alpine with the Mercedes engine.
Or the Williams, but you've been them off. So.
Yeah, I have been Williams off at the moment. But I think Audi will be looked at until Honda kind of pick up. I think Audi will be looked at as actually building the best of the rest car. Just don't quite have the best of the rest engine in said car.
Possibly. And I do think that both drivers will get retained for the 2027 season.
So do I.
But we'll get to that later on when we do our drivers' predictions.
Yeah, I don't believe there's any real Germans kind of coming up through F2 at the moment. You've got, I don't even know if Ollie Goether's still there. But there's certainly no one that you're looking at right now and kind of thinking they're
knocking on the door. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right, we're getting towards the top of the midfield now, aren't we? Have you got
We are
11th
almost
place?
at the top of the midfield. I've put Alonso in 11th. You put Albon.
Yes.
So 10th spot then, Jamie183.
Okay, this is going to make the chat go annoyed, I think, because I have put Isaac Hajar
Oh,
down in 10th.
interesting.
And yes, I just think the whole world is presuming that Hajar will be 8th in the championship. It feels like, because there's going to
Including
be a
me.
big gap.
I'm just going to get that out there.
Okay. Because there's going to be this huge gap between the bottom of the top teams and the top of the midfield teams, effectively. So I just don't know why there's this assumption, because I know there'll be a gap, and I'm very aware there will be a sizable gap. And if you ask me to put the constructors in order, it will be the top 4 constructors and then the rest. But we saw Pierre Gasly with a similar gap in 2019, and Gasly's a good driver. But in a Red Bull that's set up for Verstappen, and when you're going up against Max Verstappen, you can mask how poor a car is. I just think it's brave to assume a second season sophomore driver who didn't pull up that many trees in his junior career. I know he's good. I know I rate him, which is why he's not in like 18th. I just think it's very brave to just presume he's going to be 8th. So that's why I've gone mixed up a bit and put him in 10th.
I can't wait for Hajar to like have 8th locked down with like 4 races to go. He's like 100 points off anyone in front and 100 points of everybody behind.
The other thing is, if we're thinking the top 7 positions are all locked effectively, and Hajar is at best going to be 8th.
Well, clearly you don't think that.
You don't gather that many points by finishing 8th on the repeat compared to the drivers behind you. So
yeah, but it's also the case of when one of those drivers crashes out or has a mechanical failure, or Ferrari do Ferrari things. You suddenly bag a 6th or a 5th.
Yeah. But we'll see. Yeah, maybe it's harsh. But then last year, if you put Yuki Tsunoda in 17th at the start of the season, can you imagine?
It's mad, isn't it? To be fair,
I guess he wasn't even driving
at last season. Yeah. I don't know. Like you said, I think we're gonna see. Obviously, you know, your top 4 teams have that big margin, but I think we're gonna find ourselves in more of a scenario where the Max, obviously, yes, will absolutely get everything he possibly can out of that car, and probably a bit more from time to time. But I also think they will have tried to spend time to make sure that car isn't as undrivable for everybody else. They will have spent time trying to make sure that car, they will have looked at how they design a car, how they build a car, how they chase figures in the wind tunnel to hopefully not see a repeat. Because it has been a disaster for Red Bull the last couple of years. Their saving grace has been Verstappen. And, you know, with him already talking about how he's not really convinced in the sport at the moment, you cannot afford to lose him, otherwise you're in the bin, unless you change something.
Yeah.
You cannot be completely reliant on him forever, because he's not as committed to you as you are to him.
Can you imagine if last year it was Lawson and Tsunoda in that Red Bull? We'd have been talking like it's the 8th fastest car.
Yeah. Rather than it almost won a championship and the driver bagged the most wins.
Exactly. So, yeah, I think the Red Bull will be good. I don't think it's going to win the championship. I'll put that out there.
Okay.
But we will see. Maybe I'm being harsh on Hajar, but people would have said the same about. I think last year we both put Lawson 8th, and it never looked likely at all. And I know the field was closer last year.
Exactly. That's the other big thing. The whole field was spread by what could end up being a smaller gap than what the 4th best or 5th best team is spread by this year.
Yeah, in 2019, I think when Gasly got dropped, he wasn't 8th in the championship. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but I'm pretty sure he was 9th or 10th. Oh no, it was only top 6.
It was only
back then,
3
wasn't
big
it?
teams, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty certain he was 6th. Because it wasn't it by the end of the season. It was Albon, Sainz, and him that were battling for 6th overall.
Yes,
because Sainz was the best of the midfielders
in the McLaren back then. Yeah, possibly you're right.
So maybe your lack of memory there, remembering there's only 3 big teams back then, is already hindered you.
Possibly, but yeah, I mean, 10th I might be bang on. We'll see. I don't want to take any mugging off now.
Okay. Right. I mean, you've done all the way up to 9th. Then I've still got 10th and 9th in some slots here. So obviously I put Hajar in 8th. So this is basically my deciding now of best of the midfield. I've said Pierre Gasly in 9th. I've said Ollie Behrman in 10th.
Interesting.
It would be the most Alpine thing in the world for Alpine, as soon as they're no longer a proper works Alpine team, to then actually do quite well. And Gasly finish the year best of the rest. I think this could be Pierre Gasly's renaissance year.
Yeah, I don't think he needs a renaissance. Gasly's good. He's just not had a good car for a few years.
Yeah. But I think people have always kind of looked at him with a bit more doubt ever since 2019.
Yeah. Like
he had a bit of a bounce back with V-Carb for a couple of years. Although I always still remember the first Qatar Grand Prix, where he was on the front row and ended up finishing like 14th.
Yeah, 11th, I think it was. Yeah, not the best. I've also put Gasly in 8th, which effectively is the best of my midfield as well.
Yes,
I just think...
So we're both saying Gasly's best of the rest?
Yeah. I think if you look at all the drivers in the midfield, he's probably in the top 4 of the best. 3,
Interesting.
Maybe?
Go on, then.
Who are the best drivers in the midfield?
Yeah.
I don't want to go in order.
Every driver we've got on our list already.
I don't want to go in order of who is quality the best, but I would say the top pack of the drivers in midfield are probably Sainz, Gasly, Alonso, and Hülkenberg for me.
Perez, Bottas?
I mean, I don't think they're particularly midfield drivers this year.
Okay.
But
Behrman?
yeah. I don't know yet about Ollie Behrman. I think I want to see him do a little bit more. But he could easily be. And he's got a way higher ceiling than any of those drivers I just mentioned.
Oh, even Alonso?
Well, Alonso's ceiling is 15 years ago.
15 years ago, it's caved in. It's got water damage.
Yeah. So I do like Gasly a lot. Obviously, I've met the guy. He was a lovely fellow. And
lovely fellow.
He was. I met him 2 races after he got dropped by Red Bull, and he still had the time of day to take a picture. It was like, oh, nice. So yeah, I think he's going to have a very good season, and I'm quite excited for it.
So do I. I think, like I said, I reckon this is going to be a bit of a Gasly renaissance. I don't want to skip over Ollie Behrman, though, as well. I think, again, this is going to be the destruction of Esteban Ocon in Formula 1.
Okay.
I think, exactly. I think Behrman that's going to be like a Netflix DTS Season 9 style title. The destruction of Esteban Ocon.
Yes, not a great title. I think they might come up with something better.
They will come out with something better than that. But I think Behrman this year is going to be the big man for Haas. Ferrari are going to start weighing out their options with him as well. This is, I think, when Behrman really... Because at the moment, of course, it's all the little bits and pieces as well. Like, for example, you think, obviously, the British Grand Prix. It's Lewis, it's Lando, it's George. Obviously, Behrman last year spent basically the entire weekend making very odd choices, like spinning into the pit lane and doing things like that, which is still quite rogue. But I reckon this is going to be the year where people go, it's Lewis, it's Lando, it's George, it's also Ollie Behrman's getting into the swing of things more. And he's, a potential future world champion.
Yeah, possibly. He's got a very high ceiling. I think the Haas will limit him a little bit more than you think, obviously.
I think Haas are going... It might well be that he's best of the race early on in the season and Gasly just gets ahead of him.
Possibly.
But as we said, Behrman knows this year is... Even if he doesn't get... Because obviously Hamilton's got an option for a third year at Ferrari, that he and the team have both got choices whether to renew. Behrman knows this is probably the year that decides whether he will drive a Ferrari in the future or not.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. Well, he has to beat Ocon. He's set his bar too high now to not beat Ocon this year.
Yeah. And I think he'll wipe the floor with him.
I agree.
Wonderful.
There's not been much controversy yet, apart from these Williams drivers.
Yeah. Like, I didn't even want that to be controversial. I don't want to say that. But...
I think 7th place will be different, potentially.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Obviously...
I'm going to already start typing yours saying...
Have you put Hajar in 8th?
I've put Hajar in 8th.
Next up for me is Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, I put it already in for you. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, same place as he finished last year, before anyone throws bombs at me in the chat.
Did he? No, he beat Antonelli, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Red Bull didn't exist. Yes, of course, he was sick.
Exactly. Don't you go slagging off my boy too much.
Sorry, there you go. It's only one place down then, but I just don't believe the Ferrari hype, I'll be honest.
Okay.
We've been here before many times, and every time it's Ferrari's year after pre-season testing, they somehow disappoint again each year. And I'm quite glad I'm not a fan because it must be infuriating.
Oh, it is. And I've only been a fan for a year.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just think they're going to be behind the Mercedes-powered top teams and Max Verstappen, which is why I've got Hamilton here. I always think Leclerc has got Hamilton at an arm's length. Maybe not an arm's, maybe a hand's length.
Okay. A hand's length isn't that much, I guess, in the grand scheme.
Well, an arm's length feels a bit harsh on Lewis because he was decent last year on pace.
There was flashes. There was like that 4-5 race spell, which of course, is never enough in a 24 race season. But there were a few races where he did actually get the better of Leclerc quite reliably. Constantly had a 10th or 2 in the back pocket. It showcased it was doable for him.
Exactly, and I think the new engineer will help.
It can't be worse, can it?
No, exactly. I wonder if he'll win a race. I don't know. I couldn't tell.
Oh.
But right now they do look like the second fastest. So
yeah,
make of that what you will.
And we will make of that in just a moment. Yeah, I think. I want to talk. I mean, maybe this is spoiling something slightly, but I want to talk about Ferrari in just a minute, a bit more.
Okay.
I have put Lando Norris in 6th, Oscar Piastri 7th.
I thought you were going to say Norris in 7th for a second there.
No.
Oh my word.
No.
Norris 6th, reigning world champion.
I know.
6th place.
Yeah, where did Hamilton finish in 09 in the end?
I think 5th, wasn't he?
I think it was
very
5th.
Well.
Yeah, I think it was 5th in the end. Was it just behind the Red Bulls and the Brawns?
I think so.
Did he beat everybody? God, Hamilton is so good, man.
Well, the car was 3rd fastest after the first 5 rounds, but people didn't.
It wasn't still for a while longer, but
Hamilton was 5th. He was, yeah.
Wow.
On 49 points. I guess it's old points.
Old
but
points
still. I think that
and a lot less races.
6th place for Norris would be the worst championship defense probably since 2017, technically, but 2014.
Yeah.
When the driver actually entered, because I think Vettel was he 5th in that year? Was he lower than 5th?
Yeah, I think he was 5th in the end, wasn't he?
Yes, he was 5th place. Yeah. Tell me why you've put our 2-time reigning constructors champions in 6th and 7th.
Now, I want to make this very clear immediately. I think what we're actually going to find this year is McLaren are more often than not kind of battling with Hajar than the big 2 teams. Oh, sorry, the big 2.5 teams basically of Mercedes, Ferrari, and Verstappen. I actually think this is going to go down as a good year for Norris because I think he's going to continue what he did right at the end of last season and really try and pocket Piastri. Not that I want to say I've completely given up hope. I think the best way I can kind of describe this from my perspective is I think what we're going to see this year is what we saw at Mercedes in 2015. 2014, they're quite close. Lewis obviously won the war. 2015, Piastri basically has to regroup. Obviously, it was Rosberg then, sorry. But basically, this is going to be a year where Lando is comfortably ahead of Piastri more often. Because there are talks as well that the ground effect cars suited Oscar.
That's true. It's true. We have to remember Oscar's only done 3 seasons of F1.
Yep. And I don't want to put. I'm a big Oscar fan. That's just where I think this is going.
I'm not going to put my McLaren drivers in yet, but I do have Piastri ahead of Norris. So
really, okay, yeah. That was not what I was expecting.
Yeah, I just think Oscar. If you look at last season, for 2/3 of the season, he was better, if not just as good as Norris. Yep. And it was really that spell from Baku until Qatar, which became really poor for Piastri, and that's what cost him the World Championship in the end. I think Norris is better when the pressure's off.
And I would argue, I was going to say.
Now that he's got the World Championship, I think the pressure's actually probably going to go up on Lando Norris.
Interesting.
I think the media attention on him and the fact he is F1 World Champion, to use the Toto Wolff's quote, he's got a target on his back now.
But will that target quickly disappear if... Because let's be fair, again... Although, yeah, you'll get some trashy articles saying about this, that, and the other. Oh, Lando Norris, he didn't even finish last weekend. The reigning world champion's in the bin. McLaren might sack him. when actually the narrative kind of more, more sophisticated journalism or more sophisticated podcasts like our own, Jamie. But very quickly, actually, the narrative might well be McLaren simply don't have the car capable. He's kind of doing what he needs to out of it.
I suppose. But for me, I think it won't be necessarily because Norris has a bad season. I just think Piastri is still on an upward trajectory in his career.
Okay.
I would say Norris is probably...
If Lando Norris has literally just won his first world title, you already say he's not on an upward trajectory.
I think he's peaking. I think he's operating at a extremely high level. But he's 26, isn't he, Norris? 20...
Yeah, he's a few months older than us.
Yes. I just think Piastri's younger. He's got higher potential. As in, he's got potential to get better compared to last year. I'm not sure Norris does.
Interesting.
So...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fascinated by that. But this is why we do Knowing Wheel. Do you want to put your P6 in then?
Yes. My 6th place is Charles Leclerc.
Oh, that's what I thought you were going to put.
Yes, because as I said, Ferrari, I don't back it. I just don't. And I think they'll obviously get podiums. They'll be decent. They will win maybe a race or two. Leclerc didn't win a race last year, did he?
No, Ferrari didn't win a race last year, and they literally came off the back of almost being Constructors' champions.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Leclerc probably will win a race this year based on the relative strength of everyone at the start of the year, especially. I just think those Mercedes-powered teams, and I keep on saying it, I think all of them were in a pact to sandbag in pre-season. So, I think McLaren, Mercedes, Williams, Alpine are all going to be relatively strong compared to the groups they're in, more so than we saw in pre-season testing, which is why I've got the Ferraris down here. Yeah,
Ferrari have a rear wing that does backflips.
It's true.
That is surely worth sensibly at least 2 seconds a lap. At least. Must be.
Yeah, maybe Leclerc's going to dominate the World Championship. We could see it. And I think they'll start the races very well based on... Although they've changed the start procedure now, so maybe that'll be gone.
Have they?
Yeah, they've made the
that,
lights longer.
I must have missed
that. So the lighting procedure is now really long so that the cars can get their turbo spinning.
That's a shame because Ferrari have nailed that. I still think they'll get the job. I still think they'll go from like 4th and 5th to 1st and 2nd by turn one in Australia.
Possibly, and then mess up the strategy and finish 4th.
Probably, yeah. End up on a 4-stop strategy.
The other thing is Mercedes, the 1/16 ratio has been allowed up until June, I think.
Yeah.
When they're going to start measuring at both ambient and working temperature.
Yeah.
And then from 2027, they're only going to measure at working temperature.
Yeah.
So the Mercedes advantage of having this compression ratio at the moment, well, it's halfway through the season when it's going to change, but it could throw the order into disarray come mid-season.
It could, yeah. Maybe we've put Gasly far too high at the order.
Maybe you're right on Williams.
Maybe Williams is going to be in the... Oh, no, I don't want to celebrate that.
So who have you got 6th then?
I already said Lando Norris.
Oh, you've done your McLarens, yes.
Yeah, so I've got Lando Norris in 6th. Who have you got in 5th then, Jamie183?
Are we both missing our top 5s?
There's only top 5s to go.
Okay, 5th place for me is Andrea Kimi Antonelli.
Oh, okay.
And in my head, this might spoil it a little bit. The group from 2nd to 5th, I think, will be very tight.
Yeah.
The group or the driver in 1st, I don't think will be particularly tight, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, unfortunately, so it's not Max then.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, unfortunately for the spectacle of the sport, it might not be as good a title fight as we had last year. We will see. We will see. I think Antonelli is, again, 2nd season. He had an okay. He showed brilliant flashes of speed.
He basically had a Sainz end of... He basically ran the similarly to Sainz, didn't he?
No,
it all got very good right at the end.
Antonelli's dip in the middle was far worse than Carlos Sainz's dip.
He also got quite unlucky, and Mercedes kept messing around with the car as well.
You're just a big Antonelli fan. That's the thing.
Yeah, and you're an Antonelli hater. I have to balance it out.
But was it between Miami and Baku? It was something like 4 points.
Yeah, and quite a few opportunities where he was unlucky.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, no, because he got podium in Canada. Oh no, yeah, he got podium.
No, that's
in Canada.
right. Yeah. So the European season, discounting Canada from that, he got
Which
4
obviously
points
isn't in
total.
Europe, famously.
No, but it is in the middle of the European season.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I think Antonelli will take a step up. I think he'll give Russell a few more headaches than he gave last year. I think Brazil was a good example of what Antonelli can do against George Russell.
Okay.
I just don't think he'll do it consistently enough, which is why I've got him in 5th. I think he'll be a race winner, though.
Oh,
So,
that'll be good. That'll be good. That'll be good. Fair enough.
Debut win coming in for Kimi Antonelli.
Right, I'm gonna close chat.
Why? Oh no!
I'm not gonna talk to Jamie anymore. I've put Verstappen 5th.
Okay. I'm less annoyed than I was this time last year.
I think we're basically stepping back into a bit like obviously when it was Mercedes and Ferrari. Again, we're stepping back into 2018, Jamie. He can only do so much against a Mercedes and a Ferrari that have got an advantage.
Okay, so you think Ferrari and Mercedes are going to be the comfortable top 2?
I reckon they are going to be the 2 teams right at the front.
Interesting. I think you might be right for practice in Melbourne. And then we'll see come Q3 when everyone takes the sandbags out.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I haven't put Verstappen as world champion. I'll put Verstappen in. He's 3rd place.
Okay.
Which is his lowest season finish since 2020.
Which is kind of mad.
Yeah, I'm growing more concerned that he might just walk at the end of the year because I just think he doesn't like it very much. And
are you going to have to watch other racing, or will you just not watch him anymore?
I'll just follow him on social media. I'll become a DTS fan. Yeah, I mean, I still think he's more likely to stay. I think it's a bit of a, like, oh, look at me, I've got so much more to life. When actually, if that was true, he wouldn't be racing already.
Max, you know I think, is... And I don't get how people buy into this when he goes, oh, I don't care about the numbers. Oh, I don't care about the championship. You clearly do.
And I think he's right in saying his whole life isn't about motorsport, because obviously he's got his
No, his whole life is. He's just not about Formula 1.
Yes, yeah. But what concerns me is if Mercedes or McLaren or Ferrari are like a big step ahead of where Red Bull are, and you can see it's going to be 2-3 years before Red Bull are able to compete again, there's not much point in hanging around. If he really wants to, he can
third, though, if that was the case?
Well, I'm not saying this is the narrative I think will happen. I just think...
I know, it's your predictions for the year.
No, as in the narrative of Red Bull being terrible.
Oh, Red Bull being way off.
I don't think that's going to happen. I just think they won't quite be there with Mercedes. But Verstappen will sneak plenty of race wins. People will still think he's the best driver on the grid, because he is. And I think it will be another strong season, but it won't be a world championship again, which is a big shame, because he deserves... I mean, can I say he deserves more than 4? I think I can. Yeah, it's a shame, but I don't think the car will deliver for him this year. All we can hope is that there's some sort of transfer to Mercedes-Benz in 2027. That would be ideal.
They could, and especially if you think, well, I don't know obviously where you've put George yet, but especially if you think Antonelli's down in P5, maybe there is an opportunity if he doesn't keep up with George Russell. Or, of course, on the other hand, could we dare see Verstappen and Russell as teammates? Or I think it'd be more likely.
I don't think so. I think it's likely that the most likely narrative for a Verstappen transfer is Antonelli is matching or beating Russell.
Yeah.
And then Russell loses his toys and they leave the pram, and Verstappen just takes the seat.
Yes, yeah. So obviously you put Verstappen in 3rd then, Jamie. I have put Charles Leclerc in 3rd.
No. Hang on, you've put 4th in yet?
I've put Hamilton 4th. I'm going to immediately stop the speculation. Stop.
Oh my word. I thought you were putting Hamilton top 2 again.
No. I think Ferrari are going to be as quick as Mercedes sometimes, but not as quick throughout the course of the entire season.
So you've got Mercedes 1-2 in the championship?
I've put Mercedes 1-2 in the championship.
Wow, we really are throwbacking. I think again,
you're looking. I mean, I'm gonna hazard a guess, Jamie. Have you put George Russell as your world champion?
Yes, I have.
Okay, we're agreeing on that. I mean, as we get right towards the end, all the same dominoes fall, don't they? I think we are kind of been too lucky in recent times of too many teams being in the fight for a title. Let's be sensibly last year. had it been anybody else other than Verstappen, it was going to be Lando and Oscar. Comfortably ahead of everybody else. Verstappen had no right getting into that title fight. He's just that much better than those two last year. My point, I think, is generally speaking, Antonelli got pretty close to George at the end of the season. I think we're going to end up in a scenario where Antonelli is 75, 80 points behind Russell come the end of the year and 30 or 40 ahead of Leclerc. I think Mercedes are just going to be that much better enough, often enough, that Antonelli will... I think, was it Riccardo Patrese, I want to say, in 92? Teammates with Mansell, where he's basically handed second place. He's not going to be a World Championship threat, but he's going to be handed second place.
Lewis Hamilton in 2016, another one.
I think that's slightly different, but okay.
I do see what you mean, and I'm
staggered so many people think that's such a controversial statement, by the way.
I was tempted to match you and put Mercedes 1-2 in the championship, but I wanted to have a bit more of a close battle for potentially P2 in the championship.
It won't be like that with this big a reg change, surely.
But what I mean is I think Mercedes will be the best team most weekends.
Yeah.
But I like to think McLaren's, Ferraris, Verstappen won't be too far away. I think Russell will win more than he doesn't win. In terms of, I'm thinking it's a bit of a 2013 first half of the year. You get what I mean? Where like
right, okay, it's a pretty strong over the season narrative, but
exactly,
yeah,
you get
each
Vettel
race individually
like,
is
Vettel in 2013 for the first half of the year won about half the races.
Yeah,
but it's just the other half of races were split between three or four drivers. I kind of think that might be what happens. And Russell by mid-season has a pretty healthy lead just by consistency and by winning the most. Yeah, I think Russell is ready to win a world championship. I think he's been operating at a very good level for a number of years now. And I think
the fact that Russell's
teammate...
won a title after Lando, if he ever wins...
Well, he hasn't won a title yet.
Yeah, I know.
The fact Charles Leclerc's behind both of them, to be honest.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's even more alarming, isn't it, for Ferrari?
Yeah, Russell, I think he's ready. And I do like the guy. I think he's quite funny. His DTS has done him a bunch of favours. I haven't watched it, but I've seen clips.
You just know he's your grand's favourite Formula 1 driver, don't you?
Exactly. Yeah, he's a bit of a Jenson Button back in the day.
Yeah, I think so. I love the way people are really giving me stick for this. Let's not forget, last year, Anthony was A, a rookie, and B, by the end of the season, really got under Russell's skin. Mexico, George begged to get by him, and then Antonelli stayed with him for the rest of the race. Brazil even, did a better job than George, and that's a track George has won at before. Qatar as well, did very, very well. Did he hold up for... No, he didn't hold up for Verstappen, did he? He held up...
He let Norris through right at the end with a mistake.
He did, yeah, let Norris through. And then Helmut Marko was like, oh, he just let him through for the title. And we don't care who wins.
Helmut Marko confirmed his departure from the sport with that comment,
exactly.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, they realised he was completely...
I get why you think Antonio could finish second. I just don't think he's quite got that consistency yet. To be brutally honest. So I think Antonio will win races. I think he'll get a bunch of podiums. But I also think, for me, you've probably filled it in on the screen, but I've not said yet. Russell first, Piastri second, Verstappen third, Norris fourth.
Okay.
So yeah, I think second, third, fourth, fifth will be very tight. And I think they'll be moving all throughout the season.
Okay. So we definitely got a bit of a different narrative there. You think kind of Russell's going to walk away with it, but he's going to be tight behind him. I think Mercedes is going to be a bit more in control. And then Ferrari are going to be a step behind. And then Max is going to be a step behind. And then McLaren are going to be a step behind him as well. I mean, let's be fair. McLaren, it could well be the case that McLaren and Red Bull are actually basically bang on. And Verstappen's just better than Lando and Oscar.
Yeah.
In my world.
Yeah, it could be. Verstappen's also on a 10-race podium streak. So it'll be a sad... day for that to end.
It's going to be disappointing when that ends on lap 4.
Yeah.
He's not had much luck in Australia the last couple of years, has he? Did he do all right last year?
He came second last year. DNF.
He did. Yeah, he did all right last year, didn't he? He was 24 and 23. I'm thinking of.
He won 23.
Did he win? Oh yeah, he won. Yeah, 123. No, 22 and 24. Sorry, ignore me. Yeah, mechanical failures in both.
Yeah. And 2021 didn't happen. 2020 didn't happen.
Yes.
2019 podium in his first race with a Honda engine. That could be Fernando Alonso. You never know.
It won't be Fernando Alonso, but it could be Fernando Alonso. Oh,
yes. Yeah. Do you want to run through
So
your
I'm
order.
looking at it. There's only 3 that we've put in exactly the same spot. And they are
Is it
first, 12th, and 20th. Which is quite a
what was it
variety.
that was it James May when it was like, no, Richard Hammond was like first and last, the most important place in a race we've occupied.
Yes. Yeah, and we occupied them. Exactly.
And the middle.
Exactly. So, Jamie183, you have put George Russell to be your 2026 Formula 1 World Champion. Oscar Piastri to come P2.
I
Are
don't
you
think that's
sure
that
you're
mad.
happy with that? Okay, you really think
because
McLaren
if you
are
look
going to
at
do well?
look at Piastri's trajectory in Formula 1, obviously
He
2023
kept
was
stacking it. Even I like Piastri, and I haven't hyped him up that much.
no, but you look at where he's finished. I know it's quite a simple metric, season on season. 2023, the car was terrible. He finished what 10th, I want to say, or something like that. 9th
Was
in
he that low
2023.
down in the end?
He finished
23
4th
still?
in 2024.
Okay,
He finished 3rd in 2025.
right.
It's only right that he finished second now, really.
Okay.
I just think he's going to have a
do you
very
want,
good
Do you want to
season.
explain that to BW Sauber back in the late 2000s? That's not quite how it works.
Well, they finished second a year after they finished 3rd in the constructors. Or was it the other way around? No, they finished
third
second.
the year after they finished second.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think Piastri's in for a very good season. I think his stock's going to rise. I think he's world champion caliber. He just got in his own head after Zandvoort last year.
Right, I want to ask chat then quickly. Looking across the board, because obviously the way we do this at the end of the season, isn't it, Jamie, is we basically... Are we going to do just whoever's closest, or are we going to do our old golf score?
I think the golf score.
The golf score,
Yeah.
basically, however many positions you are out, you obviously gain a point and
you
lowest
get
points
plus
win.
that many positions. Yeah, yeah.
And genuinely, right now, ladies and gents, who do you think is more accurate? And I feel like I'm not going to win this one.
I think it's me, but then I would think that because I've made the predictions.
Well, yes, funnily
So-
enough, and I think it's going to be me. People are just saying we should never do another live one of these.
Right.
Oh yeah, the Williams pretty. As I keep saying, I want to believe in Williams. I want to think they're going to do better than this. I just don't think it's going to happen. This is the problem I've got with Williams right now. I want to believe, chap, but I'd rather be positively surprised than negatively surprised. I think at the end
And
of the day.
the drivers that we have, so
Albon
obviously
P6. Who's he beating
No
from the
way.
front runners?
the drivers. Sorry, obviously each team's going to have a driver that comes out on top, and we've
Funnily
effectively
enough, yeah,
said
that's how it works.
we've effectively said who we think will come out on top. Are there many teams where we've gone different? Obviously McLaren,
Yeah, McLaren we've gone different. Williams we've gone different. That
Is that it?
might
And
be
Cadillac,
it.
I think.
And Cadillac, yes.
And that's
I think that is it, isn't it? That's kind of mad, isn't it?
yeah. So we
So
clearly
that's
have
something else to keep an eye out for.
a similar barometer of where we think most teams' driver lineups lands.
Yeah, we've got a fairly similar idea with some of it. It's kind of mad,
I'm
isn't it?
quite
Because
happy
we're
with
kind of
mine.
on a similar wavelength in a lot of ways, just slightly different.
Yeah, I'm fairly happy with mine. I do think my Russell prediction is probably bang on, if I'm honest, which I know is an arrogant thing to say right now.
Well, what in terms of he's going to be the champion, like we've both.
Yeah.
put?
Yeah. I'm going to be really smug if Isaac Hajar isn't 8th, because I think everyone else in the world has put him 8th in the championship.
Even
So
if he's 7th, you're going to still feel
No,
smug.
not if he's 7th. But if he's battling the midfield, I'll be very happy. I like the guy, but it makes me look really good, so I'm sorry, Isaac.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh,
when Williams
man.
are good, I'll be happy, because that means you're a mug.
Fair enough. As I said, I want to be wrong with Williams. I really want to be wrong. Do we want to put any other predictions down, Jamie? Because obviously I'll save this spreadsheet. Do we want to put like any bold predictions down or anything like that?
Someone to bring back Gary, excuse me. I did co-op before Gary did co-op, I'll have you know.
Exactly. Yeah, Jamie was on call before that. Right, Jamie, I want your 3 bold predictions for the season.
Okay. I think... I'm not going to say who to keep it open, but I think 2 world champions will depart the sport at the end of the
Oh,
season.
well, there's only 3 on the grid, isn't there?
There's 4 on the grid.
Oh, of course, yeah, Lando now. Okay.
I think. What do I want to say here? Should I just go Hulkenberg podium? Why not? It happened last year.
What, another podium?
It could happen again. Why not? And I will. What else do I want to say?
I love the way
I think
Gary would do better predictions. I've seen some of Gary's takes in Formula 1 chat. You do not want to believe that.
I don't know what else I want to say.
He never said Lewis will retire Pokédex. It might be Alonso and Max. It might be Max and Lando.
I didn't say retire either. I said leave the sport, which means they could come back.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to say the engine regs won't be as disastrous as we think. Is that a bold prediction?
Maybe. Right, okay. So you're saying 2 more champions will go...
No. Can I change it? Because this has been one I've had for about 18 months already.
Okay.
Madrid won't happen.
Okay. I don't think that might... Oh, I've modded, apparently. Madrid won't happen. Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to say then... One Aston Martin sees the checkered flag in Australia.
That's could be one done very quickly.
Yep. I'm going to say, one Aston Martin gets the checkered flag in Australia. I'm going to say... Russell wraps it up in... there's 2 races after Vegas, isn't there? Russell wraps up title before Vegas.
75 points clear before Vegas. Wow.
Yeah. So it'd be 83, wouldn't it? Because there's a sprint afterwards.
Oh,
is this still a sprint in Qatar?
Races.
I can't remember.
I've no idea.
The
there might be a race in Qatar,
the sprints are decent this year, aren't they? I think.
The sprints are weird. Isn't Singapore a sprint?
Singapore's a sprint. Zandvoort's a sprint.
Fantastic.
I'm going to say...
That'll be a 0 overtakes. Vegas is third from the end, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say Behrman podium. Haas are going to finally get a podium. It's going to be a crazy race, but Haas are finally going to get first podium. That's my... It's mad, isn't it? 10 years in the sport, no podium still. But this is going to be their year.
So what are your 3? Aston finish a race.
One of the Aston Martins... Just Aston finish a race this year. One of the Astons is going to finish Australia. Russell wraps up the title before Vegas. And Behrman podium.
There's a big British bias from that corner of the podcast.
That's accidental as well. I did not mean that to be so British bias. Maybe I'll say that Gasly wins.
Is Hamilton going to win a race as well?
I'm not going to put that down as a bold prediction.
So you think Lewis will get his 104th?
6th?
3rd? But 6th?
6th? Come on, mate. You can't even keep up. Remember Lewis's last win? He didn't even celebrate it. Because obviously George won and got disqualified, didn't he?
Imagine that was his first win after the 3-year gap as well. That'd have been terrible.
Mad. Absolutely
Silverstone
mad.
24 was incredible still, to be fair.
It was. It's fun fact, it's still the only time to this day the last 2 and 2 see me cry.
Wow. You need to work on your emotional availability, my friend. Anyway.
I meant to be British biased, did I? Fair enough. I might have cried everything? Lewis one. I think that's everything.
Do you run through team? Have you got a team list real quick?
I haven't put a team list up, but I'm sure I can basically sort one out quite quickly.
Okay.
If we want to.
I'll run through mine while you're working yours out.
Okay.
I've gone Mercedes.
Sorry, let me just fix this slightly. Behrman podium. I just need to reformat some cells. So you've obviously said, yep, Mercedes, which I'll have had to say as well.
McLaren.
I will have had to have said Ferrari.
I'm saying Ferrari 3rd.
Yeah. I'm saying Red Bull 3rd. You're saying Red Bull 4th.
Williams 5th for me, which
you're
is
saying I have definitely not put Williams 5th. I think I've ended up putting.
Yours could be anywhere.
Mine could be Alpine or Haas. Sensibly, I think I'm gonna say Haas 5th, Alpine 6th.
Okay. I'll have Williams 5th, Alpine 6th.
Okay, so you said Alpine in the same spot.
Yep. I'll have Audi in 7th.
I believe I've also effectively put Audi in 7th. Oh no, Aston Martin. Sorry for me.
I'll have Aston in 8th.
So we haven't got many then tied up here so far. I mean, Cadillac and last, we know that.
I'll have Haas in 9th, which is a lot lower than you.
Yep, that is. And obviously V-Carb 10th.
V-Carb Cadillac, yeah.
So I've got V-Carb in 10th. So to be fair, we've got V-Carb in the same spot as well. And then I've put... Who am I missing, chat? That's always reassuring, isn't it? And I forgot a Formula 1 team.
Is it
Williams.
Audi?
It's
Williams. Oh, you're trying to remove him from the sport now?
Yeah, I'm trying to completely make Williams disappear.
We did a co-op episode once where Williams weren't on the grid, but it could be better.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? That was so odd.
Yeah.
I remember that now. That was good times. Good times. There we go. So we've got those saved then, Jamie. I'm sure we'll end up having a look at them halfway through the season. And obviously at the end of the year.
Can I just highlight something as well? This is the second year in a row where you've put the reigning world champion in 6th place in the championship.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's just...
You just pointed that out.
Like, no... I think the last time a world champion finished outside the top 5, off the top of my head, could have been 2008. Or maybe even...
Button came 5th in 2010, didn't he?
Yeah. I think it was earlier. I think Alonso came in the top 5 in 07.
No. Yeah, no, 07 he came 3rd.
Oh, yeah, of course. So Raikkonen would have been 4th. Yeah, it hasn't happened this century that a world champion has finished.
Where did Schumacher finish in 05?
Definitely top 5. I think he was 5th.
Because BAR were pretty good, McLaren were good, Renault were good.
2005 F1 season, Michael Schumacher was 3rd in the championship.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Because he's the GOAT.
Oh, McLaren kept breaking down, didn't they? Yeah.
Exactly. So, what we're saying, where did Hakkinen finish in 2000? That's the only one.
A 3rd.
I think he was still
second.
3rd, wasn't he?
He was 2nd.
So we cannot work out
race.
the last time a world champion finished outside the top 5 in the following season.
Rosberg.
Apart from Nico Rosberg. And you have put
I would
2
assume
years
it
in a
would have
row,
been Villeneuve. Or Hill.
1998 F1 season. Let's have a look where Jacques Villeneuve finished. 5th. It wasn't even.
It wasn't even Villeneuve. Didn't even manage this out. So it would have been Hill with arrows
1997.
in 97.
Yeah.
When he literally went from world champion to a back market team. Oh no.
Damon Hill was 12th. So the last time it's been 28 years. 39 years since the world champion has finished outside the top 5, and you think it's going to happen 2 years in a row.
Yeah. But Ferrari can't win anything ever, so surely things have got to change.
Okay, we will see.
I like the fact more people, Jamie, now are starting to come to the realisation that we said a very long time ago, that it's actually impressive how little Ferrari have won, considering their time in the sport. More people are finally realising
for most of the period as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to let everyone know in the comments in the chat how long it's been since the world champion hasn't at least somewhat defended their world championship.
Fair enough. Have we got anything else to add? We've been live for an hour and a half. It's been really good fun. I don't know about you two, but I've genuinely really enjoyed this.
I've really enjoyed it. And chat, if you've got any burning questions, now's the time. Cause...
Yeah, if you've got any burning questions, quickly.
We don't do Q&As very often.
No, exactly. So... We might have ended the kind of video here, but if you got any questions for us, is that like
we'll be back for the Australia preview later in the week, of course.
Oh yes, when are we doing that? I might struggle Thursday morning. Did we say Wednesday?
Or Thursday? Yeah.
Wednesday morning would work better for me.
Great, let's do it.
I've got to take last 212's car somewhere. Annoyingly. So Wednesday, 8 AM, yes?
Yes, yeah. Wonderful. This is just admin at the end of the show.
This is generally what we do normally after we finish recording, but it gives you guys a quick second to ask questions. Podcast. Wonderful. Right, that's on there. Why is Jamie a Hulk fan?
It's a good question. I just always liked him. I think he's funny. I think he's quick. I think he's got a good wit. And I kind of wasn't a Hulk fan until Rosberg left. I was a big Rosberg fan back in the day. Hence, where is it? There behind me. There you go, Nico Rosberg. You
just love anyone called Nico.
Photo. Exactly. I just was like, well, I've been a Rosberg fan for so long, I might as well just keep most of the name the same.
And to be fair, you were a Hulk fan first, though, more, I feel like.
Yeah. 2012 Brazil, I was devastated as a little 12-year-old.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
So was I.
Some drivers are just warm. Yeah. That's actually Timo Glock's fault for not getting out of the way.
It wasn't Timo Glock's fault.
Yeah. That's why. It's not a lot to it, really. I just warm to some drivers because I think they're funny and they've got a good wit, which is kind of why I like Max Verstappen, as well as him being the fastest on the grid by a country mile. So that helps.
But you still don't think he'll win a championship this year? Crazy. Where did I get my trim? I got it from the local Turkish barbers for like 13 quid. What about driver moves for 27? We will definitely do that later on in the season.
Yes, indeed. And I've now got to claim that 2 world champions are leaving, otherwise I'm a hypocrite. So
exactly, yeah. I will be holding you to that. When are we visiting every factory in 24 hours? I think we said once we... Was it 10k we said that?
It was 10 or 100. I hope it was 100, to be honest.
But we've managed to get to 1k in about 2 years, so I reckon we've got a bit more time.
Yeah, the snowball hasn't started rolling yet, sadly. But
no. I'm going to try and make sure we get more shorts out this season. We're gonna smash it. We're going to absolutely smash it. Is that everything, though, ladies and gentlemen? I haven't got like a stream outro or anything for this. It's going to be a really unprofessional end.
Just like normal, then.
Exactly. It's basically... normally I raid someone on stream. I don't think we ever said 1k for the factory tour.
We never said 1k.
I don't believe we said 1k. Exactly.
If you can find where we said 1k,
if you can find the clip of that, I'm pretty certain that's just become urban legend that we said 1k. If someone can find us that clip,
I think I agree. If someone can prove to me that I said 1k, then I guess we'll do it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 100k or 10k.
We're gonna have to, if that's the case.
I'm not paying for the petrol either. This is going at business expense only.
Why on earth has F1 got 100,000 people watching it?
Oh, well, no wonder.
Earth?
Wow, we could raid F1.
No, not the actual F1 chat, just F1 on Twitch, the F1 game.
Oh.
It's got 112,000 people. It's just all of them watching one random stream.
Is it ours?
No, it is not. We're not streaming under F1. We're streaming under Sport.
Okay. Fair enough.
Wonderful. Like I said, if anybody can find us that clip, if it says 1k, we will have to do it. We'll have to organise that in the summer. Thank you all, though, as always, so much for listening. I guess it's for watching today, isn't it? Maybe you've had this on in the background. Like we said, we might have to do more of these at some point. It was quite good fun, and I'm happy that it worked better than I thought it would. I figured I'd probably break this. But that's been really enjoyable. But yeah, we'll be back, like we said, Wednesday then, with our predictions for the season. So, the video might go out Thursday.